Hello everyone, welcome to Iconic Inside. Today we're diving into the world of iconic movie stars from the 1980s, those who were once the epitome of beauty, but have since gone through unexpected transformations. Let's take a look at how they've changed and the stories behind the faces that once mesmerized the world. The movie stars of the 1980s were once beauty icons, but time has taken its toll on many of those once youthful faces. Join us as we uncover their surprising transformations and the tales behind the faces that once captivated millions. If you're shocked by how some of these stars have changed, don't forget to comment 0 if you think someone isn't quite like they used to be, or 1 if you're surprised by their transformation. Hit like and subscribe so you won't miss any of our future videos. Meg Ryan was once the quintessential face of romantic comedies, effortlessly making audiences laugh, cry, and believe in love in just a single moment. Her iconic role in When Harry Met Sally, along with her captivating on-screen chemistry with Tom Hanks in Sleepless in Seattle, cemented her status as the queen of feel-good romance films. With her girl-next-door beauty, undeniable charm, and unforgettable smile, Meg Ryan became the ideal leading lady for 1990s love stories. However, the harsh reality of Hollywood, where age is often seen as the enemy, has left its mark on many of its brightest stars, and Meg Ryan is no exception. Her appearance has changed significantly over time, sparking a wave of rumors about cosmetic surgery. Experts have pointed to signs suggesting she may have used Botox, cheek lifts, and dermal fillers, prompting mixed reactions from the public. Some fans expressed sadness over the loss of her once beloved natural beauty, while others argued that Meg has every right to transform herself in any way she chooses, as part of reinventing her image in an unforgiving industry. Despite the controversy surrounding her current looks, Meg Ryan's cinematic legacy is indisputable. She set the standard for romantic leads, proving that charm, humor, and sincerity can be just as captivating as physical beauty. The question remains: is Hollywood's obsession with youth unfairly punishing icons like Meg Ryan, or is reinvention simply inevitable in an industry that relentlessly demands flawless appearances? Tara Reid was once a sex symbol of late 1990s Hollywood, known for her roles in American Pie and The Big Lebowski. She radiated a soft, natural allure, with a bright smile, delicate facial features, and effortless charm that made her the dream girl for countless teenagers of that era. But the love of the entertainment industry is rarely permanent, and Tara's journey is a testament to that harsh truth. In the early 2000s, Tara Reid opted for a series of cosmetic surgeries, including liposuction and breast augmentation. But the procedures backfired. Instead of boosting her confidence, they left her with visible flaws on her chest and abdomen, making her a frequent target of tabloid ridicule. Then came a red carpet disaster, a wardrobe malfunction that exposed her in front of flashing cameras, igniting a media frenzy. From that point on, her once promising career began a rapid decline. Casting directors and producers shifted their focus elsewhere, leaving the former starlet struggling to find work. But if there's one thing Hollywood loves almost as much as a downfall, it's a triumphant comeback. In 2008, Tara Reid took control of her life, checking into rehab to confront her alcohol addiction and focus on her recovery. Since then, she has worked tirelessly to rebuild her acting career, showing a resilience that has become a true hallmark of her character. Whether through reality TV shows or independent films, she's been carving out her own path, proving that while she may stumble, she refuses to stay down. Liza Minnelli, an icon of Hollywood and Broadway, possesses a rare ability to command the stage with just a glance. The daughter of legendary singer Judy Garland and famous director Vincente Minnelli, Liza was born into a family rich in artistic tradition. However, she didn't rely on her mother's fame. She carved out her own mark with undeniable talent. Her unforgettable performance in Cabaret earned her a well-deserved Oscar. With mesmerizing eyes and sharp features, she embodied the classic Hollywood allure. However, after the bright stage lights and applause, Liza's life was not easy. Her battle with addiction cast a shadow over her career, causing her to enter rehab several times throughout the 70s and 80s. Then, in 2000, a serious diagnosis, viral encephalitis, threatened her ability to speak and move. Doctors even doubted whether she would ever walk again, let alone perform. But Liza Minnelli didn't accept defeat. Against all pessimistic predictions, she fought with extraordinary determination, and true to her indomitable spirit, she not only recovered, but shone once more. Despite enduring the hardest years of her life, she returned to the stage, proving that talent and resilience would never fade. Brigitte Nielsen. Let's explore the Danish woman with undeniable charisma, who ruled the 1980s with an impressive height of nearly 6 feet, 1.83 m, bold platinum blonde hair, and an irresistible allure. Not just a model who ventured into acting, Brigitte brought an intense energy to the screen that was hard to ignore. Whether as Red Sonja alongside Arnold Schwarzenegger, or as the cold and terrifying Ludmilla Drago in Rocky IV, Nielsen cemented her name in the history of action films. And who could forget her high-profile marriage to Sylvester Stallone, making her a constant presence in the tabloids for quite some time. However, life in Hollywood isn't always glittering. After the spotlight faded, Nielsen faced personal challenges, including alcohol addiction and a complicated journey with cosmetic surgery. She has been open about her cosmetic procedures, from breast augmentation and liposuction to facelifts, all in an effort to keep up with an industry notorious for its harsh standards for women as they age. Her battle with alcohol addiction led Brigitte to celebrity rehab with Dr. Drew in 2007, where she bravely confronted her inner turmoil. But true to her strong nature, Brigitte Nielsen did not quietly step away. She made a remarkable comeback. In 2018, she shocked fans by appearing in Creed II, a sequel to Rocky IV, proving that she still had the icy demeanor. And that wasn't enough. She went on to write an astonishing new chapter in her life, giving birth at the age of 54, breaking all boundaries and stereotypes about age. Whether you admire her or can't help but be even more in awe of her, Brigitte's unyielding will is something rare in Hollywood history. Kathleen Turner, the sultry star of the 1980s, who changed the definition of allure with unforgettable roles in Body Heat and Romancing the Stone. With her husky, seductive voice and prominent features, she quickly became a sex symbol of the silver screen, captivating audiences worldwide. However, behind that alluring exterior, Turner's life has not been easy. In the mid-1990s, she was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, a chronic and severe illness that weakened her body and forced her to step away from the spotlight for an extended period. The pain she endured was not just physical, but also a mental shock as her career stalled. She has also openly discussed her struggles with alcohol addiction, which she turned to as a way to cope with the ongoing pain. The physical and emotional challenges have significantly impacted Turner's public image and career. Over the years, there have been numerous rumors about possible plastic surgery, though Kathleen has never confirmed any of them. Still, she remains a symbol of resilience in the face of life's toughest battles, and her influence on the film industry is undeniable. What do you think? Is Kathleen Turner the ultimate femme fatale of Hollywood? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Daryl Hannah, the legendary Hollywood actress, known for unforgettable roles in Blade Runner and Kill Bill, became a household name in the 1980s and 1990s. With extraordinary beauty, sharp eyes, and an elegant demeanor, she was the true it girl of her time. However, in recent years, noticeable changes in Daryl's appearance have sparked discussions about whether she may have undergone modern cosmetic procedures. Although Daryl has repeatedly denied having surgery, recent photos have raised doubts that she may have used cosmetic treatments such as Botox, fillers, or even eyelid surgery. Aesthetic experts suggest these could explain her fuller cheeks and lips. This change has led many fans to feel nostalgic about the natural beauty Daryl was once praised for. Her current appearance no longer matches the image audiences once adored, highlighting the ongoing pressure in Hollywood, where beauty standards are constantly evolving and are so strict that even timeless stars can't escape them. Priscilla Presley, a true icon, not only for her role in the Naked Gun films, but also for her significant role in managing the estate of music legend Elvis Presley. Known for her timeless beauty and elegant aura, she quickly became a style icon of the 1960s and 70s. Her captivating eyes and radiant smile solidified her place as one of Hollywood's most beloved faces. However, Priscilla's path to fame wasn't without challenges. In 2003, she became a victim of a fraudulent surgeon named Daniel Serrano, who injected unsafe industrial-grade silicone into her face. The result was painful complications, such as swollen lumps and mild paralysis of her face. Although Priscilla confirmed the issue was resolved years ago, the incident left a deep mark and contributed to speculations about her altered appearance. In 2019, she was diagnosed with skin cancer on her nose, and the surgery to remove the cancerous tissue left a scar, which affected her confidence about her appearance. Despite facing these many challenges, Priscilla has shown remarkable resilience. She continues to thrive both in her business career and in the arts. What do you think about Priscilla's extraordinary journey? Share your thoughts below. Joan Van Ark, the famous American actress, is best known for her legendary role as Valene Ewing in the hit television series Knots Landing. She won the hearts of audiences with her impressive acting and striking beauty. In the early years of her career, her shiny blonde hair and delicate features made her one of Hollywood's most admired beauties. However, over time, rumors have circulated suggesting that Joan may have turned to cosmetic procedures to maintain her youthful appearance. Although she has never publicly commented on these rumors, Many reputable reports suggest she may have undergone procedures like Botox injections, fillers, facelifting, and eyelid surgery. Sadly, these efforts seem to have yielded results that did not meet expectations. Some opinions claim that her face now appears unnatural, stiff, and lacking the harmony that once defined her. Cosmetic experts believe Joan may have overdone certain procedures, which has overshadowed the natural charm that once made her a star. Despite still being a television icon, the ongoing discussion about Joan's changed appearance has somewhat overshadowed the remarkable achievements in her career. Carrie Fisher, forever remembered for her role as Princess Leia in the Star Wars franchise, became a symbol of strength, independence, and resilience, inspiring generations of fans. However, behind the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, Carrie Fisher's life was deeply affected by personal struggles. She openly shared her battles with drug and alcohol addiction, revealing that her problems began in the late 1970s and continued through the 1980s, particularly during the filming of The Empire Strikes Back. To cope with the overwhelming pressure of fame, she turned to substances like cocaine. Additionally, she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, which significantly impacted both her personal life and career. Despite facing these challenges, Carrie Fisher became a symbol of courage by sharing her experiences in her memoir, Wishful Drinking. Her candid revelations helped break down stigma surrounding mental health and addiction, offering hope and motivation to many. As she aged, Carrie faced health issues and changes in appearance, but continued to work and inspire people with her intelligence, bluntness, and strength. Carrie Fisher passed away in 2016 from a heart attack, leaving behind a legacy that fans and movie lovers worldwide continue to feel. Goldie Hawn, the legendary actress, became famous in the 1960s and left an indelible mark on Hollywood with her irresistible charm and unparalleled comedic talent. Praised for roles in iconic films like Cactus Flower and Private Benjamin, she won an Oscar and firmly established herself as a beloved figure in film history. Her radiant beauty, blonde hair, and ever-present smile became symbols of Hollywood's golden era. However, Goldie's brilliant career was not without its personal battles. Despite rising to fame quickly, she struggled with severe depression in her 20s, while her star was still on the rise. Although praised, she often battled anxiety and feelings of emptiness, at times contemplating leaving the spotlight. With the support of a psychologist, she overcame this tough period and emerged stronger, continuing her career with calm determination. In recent years, changes in Goldie's appearance have attracted attention, leading many to speculate that she may have undergone cosmetic surgery to maintain the youthful beauty she was once admired for. These changes have led people to remember the glory of her younger years, a time when her beauty made her a Hollywood legend. Kim Basinger, the famous American actress, left a deep mark on the film industry with her memorable performances in the 1980s and 1990s. Known for her delicate beauty and special allure, she captivated audiences in films like L.A. Confidential and Batman, creating a sensual and unforgettable on-screen presence. However, her journey in Hollywood was not without its challenges. Although she never publicly confirmed undergoing cosmetic surgery, long-standing rumors suggest she may have had some minor procedures to maintain her youthful look. Along with these speculations, Basinger also faced significant personal difficulties, including social anxiety, a condition that caused her to suffer frequent panic attacks. This issue severely impacted both her career and personal life, adding even more pressure in an already demanding industry. In addition to her struggles with mental health, Kim also faced severe financial troubles, nearly facing bankruptcy. This financial crisis forced her to confront significant obstacles, testing her resilience in ways many wouldn't expect. Despite these hardships, Basinger's great talent and perseverance continue to leave a deep legacy in Hollywood. Kelly LeBrock, the immortal star of The Woman in Red and Weird Science, became an iconic figure of beauty in the 1980s. Her captivating presence, long hair, and distinctive features quickly conquered Hollywood and audiences, establishing her as a symbol of the allure and elegance of the 80s. Despite achieving success in her career, LeBrock's personal life has faced many challenges, especially following her divorce from actor Steven Seagal. Over time, changes in her appearance have sparked rumors, with speculations about potential cosmetic surgeries, such as fillers, nose jobs, or facelifts. However, LeBrock has never publicly confirmed these rumors. Beyond her appearance, she also battled personal struggles, including alcohol and drug addiction, which caused her to step away from the spotlight and seek a quieter and more peaceful life. Today, Kelly LeBrock focuses on her family and charitable work, particularly supporting children facing serious illnesses. Though her acting career has slowed down, she remains beloved by fans, serving as a testament to her lasting impact on Hollywood. Kirstie Alley, the famous Hollywood actress known for her iconic role in the hit sitcom Cheers, received widespread acclaim and earned numerous prestigious awards, including a Golden Globe. With her distinctive beauty and striking blonde hair, she became a symbol of Hollywood allure in the 1980s and 1990s, captivating audiences with her natural talent and charm. However, Kirstie's personal life was often under intense scrutiny from the public, especially regarding her ongoing battles with weight issues. She openly shared her continuous struggle with weight loss, which led to constant changes in her public image. Kirstie became the face of the Jenny Craig weight loss program, but her fluctuating weight sparked controversy and had a significant impact on her career, especially after her time on Cheers. Despite these challenges, Kirstie remained a beloved figure in the entertainment industry. Kirstie Alley passed away in December 2022 after a battle with cancer, a loss confirmed by her family shortly after her death. Her legacy continues to be remembered not only for her talent and charm, but also for her openness about personal struggles, which made her a relatable and admirable figure for many fans, who respected her sincerity and resilience. Linda Hamilton, famous for her legendary role as Sarah Connor in the Terminator series, stood out as one of the brightest stars in Hollywood during the 1980s and 1990s. Her stunning beauty and powerful appeal captivated audiences as she portrayed a character that was both strong and resilient, cementing her place among action movie legends. Sarah Connor became not just a fictional character, but a lasting symbol of toughness and strength, largely thanks to Hamilton's unforgettable performance. However, Hamilton's journey was not only marked by career success, but also faced deep personal challenges. She struggled with undiagnosed bipolar disorder for many years, grappling with periods of depression and mania. During these difficult times, she turned to alcohol and drugs as a way to cope with her mental health crises. These battles affected her health and hindered her career as she struggled with the pressures of Hollywood and her inner demons. After receiving treatment, Linda Hamilton made a strong comeback and became a passionate advocate for mental health awareness. Her story of resilience and courage has inspired countless people facing similar struggles, highlighting the importance of seeking support and the transformative power of overcoming life's challenges. Jessica Lange, the acclaimed American actress, has made a deep impact on the film and entertainment industry through her outstanding performances over the decades. With 2 Academy Awards, one for Tootsie and another for Blue Sky, Lange's talent and versatility shine through, not only with her captivating beauty, but also with her powerful presence that has made her a lasting icon in Hollywood. Over time, rumors have circulated suggesting that she may have undergone cosmetic procedures, such as eyelid lifts and facelifts, to maintain her youthful appearance. While she has never confirmed these speculations, the discussion surrounding them has sparked some controversy. Critics have argued that such procedures could alter her natural beauty and affect the roles she chose throughout her career. Despite these rumors, Lange's career remains strong, and she continues to captivate audiences with her performances. In addition to her professional achievements, Jessica Lange has opened up about her long battle with depression, a condition that has deeply impacted both her personal life and work. Her journey is a powerful reminder of the strength required to overcome personal and professional obstacles, affirming her place as a true star. Victoria Principal, famous for her role as Pamela Ewing in the hit series Dallas, became a symbol of both beauty and talent in Hollywood. Her distinctive features, elegant demeanor, and fit physique helped her solidify her place as one of the most captivating actresses of her era. The role of Pamela Ewing made her a household name during the 1970s and 1980s, securing her legacy in television history. After marrying cosmetic surgeon Dr. Harry Glassman, there were speculations that Victoria may have undergone cosmetic procedures to maintain her youthful appearance. However, she has repeatedly denied having surgery, attributing her youthful skin and ageless looks to strict skincare routines and a healthy lifestyle. In addition to her acting career, Victoria made a mark in business by launching the skincare brand Principal Secret in 1989, showcasing her expertise in beauty and self-care. Despite being diagnosed with a blood clotting disorder, her health condition has had little impact on her career and personal life. To this day, even as she ages, she maintains impressive youthfulness and health, demonstrating the persistence and self-care she has dedicated to herself. Faye Dunaway is one of Hollywood's most prominent and honored actresses, with a career full of iconic performances that have left a profound impact on the film industry. Famous for her powerful roles in classic films such as Bonnie and Clyde, Chinatown, and her Oscar-winning performance in Network, Faye became a symbol of elegance and talent in the 1960s and 1970s. In her youth, she was admired for her sharp beauty, representing the allure of Hollywood. However, her life has not been without challenges. Long-standing rumors have suggested that she may have undergone cosmetic procedures, such as facelifts, Botox injections, and lip enhancements, especially after noticeable changes in her appearance in 2005. Despite this, Faye Dunaway has never publicly confirmed or denied these speculations, leaving the public to speculate about her appearance changes. In addition to the rumors surrounding her appearance, Dunaway has openly shared her struggle with bipolar disorder, a condition that has had a significant impact on her personal life and career. Although she has been treated with medication, she still faced criticism for her unstable behavior in the past. Despite this, Faye Dunaway remains a Hollywood legend, remembered not only for her exceptional talent but also for her unforgettable contributions to the film industry. Madonna, the global queen of pop, has been a musical and entertainment phenomenon, leaving an indelible mark on the industry since her rise to fame in the 1980s. Known for her ability to reinvent musical and fashion trends, Madonna has inspired countless artists and fans across generations. Her bold appearance, piercing gaze, and rebellious style solidified her status as a symbol of rebellion and female empowerment, constantly pushing boundaries in both her creative work and public image. However, Madonna's career path has not been without controversy, particularly concerning her use of cosmetic procedures to maintain a youthful appearance. At the 2023 Grammy Awards, her altered appearance shocked fans, sparking rumors about her use of excessive fillers and cosmetic surgery. This change prompted a discussion about the impact of these procedures on her health and mental state. Madonna has openly discussed her past, admitting to experimenting with different substances as part of her spiritual exploration. While she has not faced any serious long-term health issues, her lifestyle and cosmetic choices have significantly influenced how the public perceives her. Despite the criticism, Madonna continues to dominate the entertainment industry, celebrated for her bold spirit and artistry. Cher, the legendary American singer and actress, is known as the goddess of pop and has made significant contributions to both music and film over more than 6 decades. She began her music career in the 1960s with the hit song "I Got You Babe" alongside her ex-husband Sonny Bono, and quickly became a cultural icon thanks to her unique style and powerful voice. Cher later enjoyed a successful solo career, earning numerous prestigious awards, including an Oscar for her performance in Moonstruck, 1987. In her youth, Cher captivated audiences with her striking beauty, expressive eyes, and glossy black hair, symbolizing timeless beauty and allure. Over time, Cher has been open about undergoing cosmetic surgery to maintain her appearance, including procedures such as a nose job and breast augmentation. Despite many rumors, she has insisted that these choices were personal and denied being addicted to plastic surgery. Cher has also faced some health challenges, including battling the Epstein-Barr virus, which has affected her health for many years. However, these struggles have not diminished her spirit. Her unparalleled talent, ability to reinvent herself, and resilience have made Cher one of the greatest icons in entertainment history. Melanie Griffith, a renowned American actress, rose to prominence in Hollywood with notable performances in films such as Working Girl, Something Wild, and Body Double. Her captivating beauty and remarkable talent helped Melanie become one of the most iconic stars of the 1980s and 1990s. The breakthrough opportunity came with Working Girl, 1988, where her role as Tess McGill earned her an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress, solidifying her position as one of the top stars in the film industry. Melanie stood out with her natural acting style and versatility across genres, from romantic comedies to intense dramas. Her personal life, including high-profile marriages to actors Don Johnson and later Antonio Banderas, always attracted media attention. Despite facing personal challenges such as addiction and the pressures of fame, Melanie's career remained strong, earning her recognition for both her artistry and resilience. In recent years, Melanie has opted for a more private life. However, her influence on Hollywood remains undeniable. Like many stars of her generation, Melanie has faced public commentary regarding aging and cosmetic procedures, but she has always stayed true to herself, advocating for self-acceptance and honesty. With a career filled with memorable performances and a powerful on-screen presence, she remains a respected and admired figure in the entertainment world. Sharon Stone, with her commanding presence on screen, continues to be a respected and admired icon in the entertainment industry. An American actress, her career has left an indelible mark on Hollywood over several decades. Best known for her legendary role in Basic Instinct, she became an international sensation, captivating audiences with her dazzling beauty and mesmerizing performance. Her portrayal of Catherine Trammell not only made her a household name, but also cemented her as one of the most enduring figures in the entertainment industry. Sharon's career spans multiple genres, showcasing her diverse acting talent. Her impressive performances in films like Casino, for which she received an Oscar nomination, prove that Sharon's abilities go far beyond typical Hollywood roles. With her sharp beauty, intense gaze, and commanding presence, Sharon has become a symbol of elegance and strength on screen. Beyond her acting career, Sharon has openly faced personal challenges, including recovering from a stroke in 2001 and dealing with the pressures of living under the public spotlight. Her appearance has sometimes been the subject of much speculation, with rumors surrounding potential cosmetic procedures. However, she embraces aging gracefully, remaining true to herself and committed to authenticity. Sharon's lasting influence is not only marked by her unforgettable performances, but also by the way she has lived unapologetically, solidifying her legacy as a trailblazer in Hollywood. Bai Ling, the Asian-born actress who once stood out as a uniquely seductive icon in late 80s and early 90s Hollywood, left a strong impression with her striking beauty, sharp eyes, and mysterious aura. She made a notable impact in films like The Crow, 1994, and Red Corner, 1997, earning praise for her rebellious spirit and unmistakable style. Early in her career, Bai Ling was seen as a breath of fresh air among Hollywood's typical lineup of blonde, fair-skinned starlets. She had all the elements to become an icon: beauty, personality, and uniqueness. However, over time, the public began to focus more on her noticeably altered appearance, especially signs of unsuccessful plastic surgery and an increasingly eccentric and controversial fashion sense. Although she has not publicly admitted it, many sources say that Bai Ling has used methods such as nose jobs, filler injections, and Botox to retain her youth. Her current face is often commented as unnatural, losing the charm that once captivated audiences. In addition, her bold and eccentric style of dress at red carpet events has made her image increasingly far from the elegance and sophistication that was once admired. These changes make many people regret a Bai Ling, who was once very attractive, different, and full of potential. Although still active in the arts, Bai Ling now seems to be known more for her eccentricity and plastic appearance than for her quality roles as in the beginning. Phoebe Cates was once the epitome of beauty in 1980s Hollywood. With her fresh, youthful looks, large eyes, and sweet smile, she quickly became a fan favorite through films such as Fast Times at Ridgemont High, 1982, and Gremlins, 1984. The scene of her emerging from a pool in a red bikini became one of the most iconic moments in American film history, earning Phoebe the title of Teen Goddess, adored by millions of fans. However, after marrying actor Kevin Kline in the early 1990s, Phoebe largely withdrew from the screen to focus on her family. Her disappearance from the spotlight and the passage of time surprised many when she made a return with a significantly changed appearance. Compared to her radiant, youthful self during her prime, Phoebe Cates now looks somewhat dull and lifeless. While she hasn't been embroiled in the cosmetic surgery scandals that many other stars have faced, the signs of aging, combined with her more private lifestyle and disregard for her public image, have led to a noticeable transformation. Wrinkled skin, a less toned face, and a simpler fashion style make it hard for many to recognize the beauty icon of yesteryear. Some have suggested that her extended absence from Hollywood has caused Phoebe to lose the glow and allure she once possessed. Nonetheless, many still respect her decision to live a simple life away from the spotlight, even if it means the beauty that once captured the hearts of generations is now only a memory. Next, we delve into the mysterious death of actor Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa. It is believed that Hackman passed away from heart disease after his wife died from a rare infection. The shocking discovery of the deaths of Hollywood legend Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy Arakawa at their Santa Fe home after several weeks left the world stunned. As investigators continued their search, they discovered disturbing clues suggesting that someone might have known about their deaths earlier than expected. All attention now turned to Hackman's daughter, Leslie Ann. Could she be involved in something darker than anyone could imagine? What secrets is she hiding, and how far would she go to keep the truth concealed? The revelations may send a chill down your spine. The death sent shockwaves through Hollywood. The quiet house, eerily still, had its door left ajar for weeks, with piles of undelivered mail accumulating outside. A neighbor, sensing something was wrong, alerted the police. When the officers arrived to check, they thought it was just another routine matter. However, what they found inside was anything but ordinary. Near the kitchen area, Gene Hackman's body was discovered in an unnatural position, oddly slumped, with his sunglasses lying beside him as if they had fallen accidentally. In the bathroom, Betsy Arakawa's body was found. Pills were scattered across the table, the sink dry with a faint mark, showing no signs of blood or forced entry. 2 dogs roamed freely around the house, while another dog lay dead in its crate. Clearly, something was amiss. The bodies were not fresh. The skin had already tightly contracted around the bones, and decomposition had slowed, indicating that the embalming process was nearly complete. Authorities discovered that Gene and Betsy had passed away several weeks earlier. The atmosphere in the house was damp, and there was no sign of any fresh air being let in for a long time. Expired food still sat on the table, creating a feeling that time had stopped moving. One cold question remained for the police. How could two people, including a famous Hollywood star, have gone unnoticed for such a long time? The answer came from an unexpected source. Gene Hackman's pacemaker recorded a final action, which the investigators examined. This revelation changed everything. Gene might have died on February 17th, and if this is accurate, the house had been silent for at least 9 days with no calls for help, no signs of activity, and no one entering the house. However, something still didn't add up. Why was Betsy found in a different room if Gene had collapsed? If she had been alive after his death, why didn't she call for help? More and more questions were raised and a small crack in the door. Could someone have been there before the authorities arrived? Was the door intentionally left ajar? The test results showed no signs of carbon monoxide poisoning or any drugs. There was no clear cause of death. Everything seemed thoroughly checked until something new was discovered, which changed the entire case. Records indicated that Gene Hackman's house had been under surveillance for weeks before his death. Someone had been watching the house. Security cameras had detected movement, and abnormal phone logs appeared, with GPS tracking revealing oddities even before law enforcement got involved. An individual seemed to know about the situation. Surprisingly, the direct evidence pointed to Gene Hackman's daughter, Leslie Ann. The investigation shifted its focus, as her statements didn't match the facts. She claimed to have spoken with her father just a few weeks before his death, but phone records contradicted that story. Financial transactions also raised suspicion. As investigators dug deeper, they uncovered another layer of mystery. This case wasn't just about his death, but also involved money. Documents related to Gene's estate had been altered before he was found. Even before his death was officially confirmed, someone had tried to claim his assets. The undeniable evidence, and as the investigation went further, the case grew darker. When the investigators checked data from Gene Hackman's pacemaker, the case took a major turn. Before it stopped functioning, the device recorded a final movement, and the timestamp clarified the exact moment everything ceased. That moment marked a significant turning point. Authorities continued searching for any signs of life after that date. They checked his phone records. No calls, no messages, no internet activity. Financial transactions also stopped. There were no bank logins, no credit card transactions. It was as if he had disappeared without a trace. Then, a new clue emerged. Security cameras from a nearby house recorded people moving outside Hackman's house. A curtain near the door could be seen, and a car had been parked on the street for several hours. Inside the house, motion sensors detected unusual activity at strange hours. However, what was odd was that the front door remained untouched. So who had been watching? The police checked his security system, and the logs revealed an anomaly. In the days leading up to his death, the doorbell had been repeatedly turned on and off. There was no sign of forced entry, no calls to emergency services, but still, something was off. Hackman's life had always followed a steady pattern, with daily routines. Walking the dogs, checking the mail, paying bills. His routine was almost robotic, but suddenly, it all stopped. Police continued investigating and discovered the last digital traces of him. The last words he wrote, his most recent web searches, the final call he made, all of them stopped abruptly, without warning, without goodbyes. Then another clue surfaced. Data from a mobile phone tower revealed an unusual phone signal near Hackman's house. This phone number wasn't his. The signal continuously switched from tower to tower, hiding its real origin. This signal appeared the night before Hackman's pacemaker recorded his final heartbeat. Someone had been there. Someone who knew what had happened. If Hackman had experienced a medical emergency, Betsy should have called for help. However, no calls were made. Why didn't she leave the house if she was still alive after his death? Why didn't she contact anyone? Police dug into her bank records, and on February 16th, they found a small transaction. At first, it seemed insignificant, but later it became a digital trace, a sign of life before everything went silent. On that day, both Hackman and his wife had already passed away. However, the pressing question was, who had been watching them? Investigators searched for someone who might have infiltrated the house, someone with a motive to take something. Now their attention shifted. Surveillance records raised doubts. And now it was time to uncover the truth. How was Gene Hackman's daughter, Leslie Ann, involved? Initially, Leslie Ann was not a clear target in the investigation. Public attention focused on the unusual timeline, the surveillance footage, and data from the pacemaker. However, as investigators continued digging, they discovered something that completely changed the case. Authorities revealed that Leslie Ann had claimed to have spoken to her father just weeks before his death. She said everything was normal, with no signs of tension or abnormal behavior. Yet, when investigators checked the call logs, they found no calls, no messages, no communication between them. In fact, the last time Leslie Ann had met or spoken with her father was before she claimed. The events didn't match her story, and the investigators looked into her banking activity, expecting to find usual financial transactions and spending patterns. However, they found something unusual. She had spoken about her father's estate before his death was publicly confirmed. Legal issues arose, along with questions about inheritance at a time when no one outside the family suspected Hackman had passed away. Then there were documents that had been altered. Someone had accessed records related to Hackman's estate, and important details had been modified. The timing of these changes was something law enforcement couldn't ignore. If these changes occurred before February 17th, the situation was not only strange but also deliberate. Authorities began to apply pressure with tough questions. Did Leslie Ann know something others didn't? Was she preparing for an event before it actually occurred? Her actions raised further suspicions as investigators confronted her about the contradictions in her statements. She became defensive, and her story grew increasingly vague. She couldn't explain why there were no records of the calls she claimed to have made. She also couldn't explain the financial transactions linked to her name. Then, a strange detail emerged. Gene Hackman's estate had been discussed with a lawyer on the same day his pacemaker recorded his final heartbeat. However, no one had acknowledged his death at that time. He had been dead for too long without anyone realizing it. Why would someone move belongings from his property? Time was running out for her. If she was trying to protect her father's estate, did she know about his final days? Hackman's death was no longer the only focus of the investigation. It had expanded into a larger network of financial fraud and deception. The evidence suggested that something darker than a tragic accident was at play. With each new discovery, the noose tightened. The puzzle pieces started to fit together, and soon the police would uncover a revelation that would reshape the entire case. A secret was about to be exposed, and once revealed, there would be no turning back. When the autopsy results came in, they didn't provide any clarity. In fact, they raised even more questions. Gene Hackman's body showed no signs of injury, no bruises, broken bones, or defensive wounds. There was no evidence that he had been attacked or that any violence had occurred. The same was true for Betsy Arakawa's body. No signs of a struggle or any indication of foul play. The initial hypothesis that the couple may have been poisoned by carbon monoxide was quickly ruled out. Authorities thoroughly checked the air, gas lines, and any possible sources of a leak, but found nothing. There was no indication that the couple had been exposed to anything that could silently take their lives. Once this theory was dismissed, the investigators faced a new puzzle. What caused their deaths if it wasn't an external influence or environmental poisoning? The follow-up toxicology tests didn't offer any further clues either. No drugs, no barbiturates, no signs of an overdose. On paper, at least, their bodily systems seemed clean. However, the police later noticed something strange. Several medications that should have been in the house were missing. Gene Hackman had a history of heart disease and had undergone treatments in the past. He relied on medication to manage his condition, but those prescriptions were nowhere to be found during the police search of his home. This wasn't a simple case of misplaced medication. If Gene Hackman had run out of his prescriptions, there should have been signs that he had replaced them. But there was nothing. No leftover pills were found in the house, suggesting that he hadn't stopped taking them voluntarily. It seemed as though these medications had been deliberately removed. The investigators began to consider a chilling possibility. Could Hackman's death have been the result of something more sophisticated than an external factor? Perhaps someone had intentionally prevented him from receiving the necessary medical help, whether through purposeful action or severe negligence. Both possibilities could have led to his death. The autopsy reports indicated that his death might have occurred if someone had stopped providing him with medication, ceased his medical treatment, or allowed his condition to deteriorate without intervention. It wasn't the result of a violent confrontation, but rather a gradual collapse, an unavoidable outcome. The authorities then examined the pills scattered around Betsy. Why didn't she take them? If she had suffered a medical crisis, why didn't she seek help? Perhaps she was too weak to act, or maybe someone ensured that she couldn't. Everything changed when the medications vanished. This revealed an intention, pointing to deliberate action rather than a tragic accident. At this point, the police weren't just investigating a sad death. They were considering the possibility of a meticulously designed plan, and this plan focused on one person who stood to gain everything: the battle for the estate and legal matters. The battle for Gene Hackman's estate began almost immediately. His wealth, built over decades of success in Hollywood, was tied up in lawsuits even before his death. Investigators uncovered suspicious activity surrounding his estate, but when they examined Hackman's will, they were shocked. Several pages of the will were blank, and crucial details had been altered before Hackman was officially declared deceased. Someone had tampered with these documents. The timing was undeniable, and the paper trail consistently pointed to Leslie Ann Hackman. She had been focused on her father's estate even before his body was found. Her lawyers later admitted that she had tried to alter estate documents even though she wasn't legally permitted to do so. Despite this, the paperwork and transactions indicated that someone had been preparing for the transfer of Hackman's estate long before his death. The police pieced the details together. The will had been reviewed, modified, and sent to the lawyer for evaluation while Hackman was still missing. This clearly pointed to Leslie Ann's involvement. Could they have been strategizing, or did she know in advance that her father was already gone? Legal experts were divided on the changes made to the will. Some believed these changes were made to ensure a larger inheritance, while others thought they represented clear deception. If Leslie Ann had been preparing for her father's death, what else could she have arranged? The legal battle became more intense as missing documents, financial anomalies, and inheritance disputes emerged at unlikely times. Prosecutors began building a case, and a series of financial transactions clearly surfaced. This wasn't just about inheritance rights. It was about deception, greed, and the length someone might go for an estate. As the case progressed and the battle for the estate intensified, Leslie Ann's suspicious actions raised even more uncomfortable questions. The truth slowly emerged through 24/7 surveillance. The police decided to monitor her day and night, scrutinizing every movement, phone call, email, and financial transaction. What they uncovered sent shivers down their spines. Her bank records revealed a story she had never shared with anyone. There were warnings about suspicious transactions, with cash being transferred back and forth between different banks. Some withdrawals were made in small amounts, deliberately kept under the radar. These changes appeared to have been made at odd times, and some transactions even occurred before Hackman's death was publicly confirmed. Her personal emails were also examined, and what they found was highly suspicious. Messages sent to lawyers indicated that Leslie Ann had been discussing her father's estate long before the public had any reason to know about it. According to the records, her father was still believed to be alive when she consulted lawyers about estate claims. It seemed as if she had been preparing for an event that she had predicted. Phone call records provided further insight. The timeline revealed that she had contacted financial advisors, transferred assets, and attempted to expedite legal processes, while everyone still believed Gene Hackman was alive. Her actions only made sense if she was certain that her father was no longer here. The most damning evidence came from the unnoticed banking transactions. A forensic audit revealed that large sums of money had been moved into private accounts without anyone knowing. Some of this money had been transferred to overseas banks, complicating efforts to trace it. Leslie Ann had moved money before she was legally entitled to it. At this point, it was no longer just a theory. Evidence from surveillance footage, financial records, and legal investigations pointed to a single conclusion. This was not a daughter grieving over her father's estate, but the result of a carefully planned scheme to seize his wealth. The evidence was undeniable. Leslie Ann Hackman was directly involved in the banking transactions, surveillance videos, and the altered legal documents. In fact, even before her father was officially declared dead, she had planned to profit from his death. The investigation revealed a pattern of deception, manipulation, and legal obstruction. It was time for justice to prevail. The police acted swiftly, arresting her and bringing charges without delay. Prosecutors moved quickly, and the case proceeded through the court system like a puzzle being carefully pieced together, each piece revealing how she attempted to deceive the system. The missing pages in the will, the earlier property claims, the hidden transactions, all of it lined up. The timeline became clear. She had prepared for Gene Hackman's death before anyone even realized he was gone. The verdict came quickly, and the result was that she was stripped of her inheritance rights to Hackman's estate. She was convicted on multiple charges, including theft, financial manipulation, and obstruction of justice. Every penny, asset, and legal connection to her father was taken from her. Her name was erased from his legacy. She had bet everything on a plan that shattered right before her eyes. In the end, nothing remained. Not the wealth, not the inheritance, and not a part of her father's estate. It was a final goodbye, forever. Though the verdict had been delivered, one question remained. What truly happened in the final days of Gene Hackman? Was Leslie Ann simply seizing an opportunity? Despite the case being resolved, some still believe the full truth has not yet been revealed. The story of Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa's deaths shed light on a disturbing and often overlooked epidemic in American society: elder abuse. The shocking allegations surrounding Leslie Ann Hackman and her manipulation of her father's estate brought to the forefront a grim reality affecting millions of older Americans. According to the National Council on Aging, approximately 5 million older Americans experience some form of abuse each year, whether financial exploitation, neglect, or physical abuse. Hackman's case was particularly a stark example of the vulnerability of older adults, even those with significant wealth and widespread recognition. Like many older individuals, Hackman was reliant on family members to care for and protect him in his final years. However, this trust, especially when placed in the hands of a close family member, can be exploited. Leslie Ann's actions are seen as a textbook example of how those close to older individuals can manipulate their assets and well-being for personal gain. One of the worst elements in Hackman's case was the role of legal loopholes and the exploitation of guardianship rights to facilitate the abuse. Leslie Ann, as her father's legal guardian, had access to almost all of his finances and personal matters. In New Mexico, where Hackman lived, experts noted that guardianship laws often prioritize efficiency over strict oversight, allowing abusers to act unchecked. Although guardianship laws are meant to protect vulnerable individuals, they lack the rigorous monitoring necessary to prevent exploitation. This is especially true when a family member like Leslie Ann is appointed as guardian. The lack of strict oversight meant that the elderly person under guardianship could be easily taken advantage of, as the guardian had the authority to make crucial financial decisions without thorough checks. Another important factor in the Hackman case was the cultural stigma surrounding elder abuse. Many families avoid reporting abuse due to feelings of shame, fear of damaging relationships, or simply not wanting to air family secrets. Hackman's private lifestyle and his status as a Hollywood icon may have further isolated him, making it harder for anyone to intervene or detect signs of abuse. As a famous star, Hackman's personal life was shielded by his celebrity, creating a false sense of security that made Leslie Ann's alleged actions go unnoticed for a while. This isolation, combined with the taboo against discussing betrayal within families, meant that no one could step in to stop the exploitation until it was too late. This case highlights a broader societal trend of turning a blind eye to elder abuse, particularly when it happens within families where love and trust are often presumed to exist. Gene Hackman's cinematic legacy was built on roles that explored complex characters with ambiguous moralities, from his portrayal of Popeye Doyle in The French Connection to Little Bill Daggett in Unforgiven. Hackman often played men who were talented yet flawed, characters who were often destroyed by their own inner demons. His on-screen image was that of a hero with faults, men who could be undone by their own obsessions. In many ways, Hackman's tragic real-life story mirrors the very characters he portrayed. The irony in his life, unfolding in a manner similar to the roles he played, was inescapable for those following his career. In Unforgiven, Hackman played a ruthless figure in law, undone by his own pursuit of justice, a theme that eerily reflected the betrayal Hackman himself suffered in his own life. The struggle Hackman faced to reconcile the moral complexities of the characters he portrayed with the tragic reality of his personal life is a painful reflection of the darker side of fame and human nature. Public perception of Hackman, especially after his death, was profoundly influenced by the contrast between the heroic roles he played in films and the alleged betrayal by his own daughter. Fans and the public in general were stunned by the truth that someone who once portrayed iconic heroes could become a victim of such a financial exploitation crime. Reactions on social media ranged from sadness to outrage, with many expressing disbelief that someone who played many great heroic roles could die alone and seemingly abandoned. The public struggled to reconcile Hackman's on-screen bravery with the reality of his final years, serving as a stark reminder of vulnerability, even for the most famous individuals. Hackman's tragic story shatters the illusion of invincibility often associated with Hollywood legends, and his tragic end becomes a cautionary tale about the fragility of human life and how fame can hide painful truths about vulnerability and loneliness. In the wake of the Hackman case, the importance of estate management and inheritance planning became clearer than ever. The tragic outcome of Hackman's estate highlighted the need for proactive and sound estate planning, especially for those with substantial assets. Hackman's case serves as a prime example of why careful consideration is necessary in managing an individual's assets after death. One of the notable signs in the Hackman case was the missing or altered documents in his will, suggesting deliberate fraudulent behavior. Legal experts emphasize the importance of third-party oversight in estate planning to ensure that no one has unchecked access to the assets of the estate. The transfer of money into offshore accounts, as Leslie Ann is accused of doing, highlights the risks associated with non-transparent financial systems and the potential for exploitation when assets are not adequately protected. Transparency advocates argue that stricter regulations are needed regarding the transfer of assets, particularly during the probate process, to ensure that vulnerable individuals are not exploited in the aftermath of a loved one's death. The best asset protection methods include setting up living trusts, which help avoid the probate process and provide greater privacy, reducing the opportunity for exploitation. Additionally, Appointing independent trustees such as banks or lawyers to manage the assets can help reduce family conflicts and lower the risk of financial exploitation. As a financial advisor has pointed out, the Hackman case serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of clear and legal directives in estate planning. Without these protections, even the most meticulously designed estate plans can be disrupted, leaving vulnerable individuals open to fraud and financial exploitation. At the heart of the Hackman case is the blurred line between good and evil. Leslie Ann's actions, alleged to be driven by greed, deceit, and financial exploitation, stand in stark contrast to society's expectations of loyalty and trust within a family. Her motivations, though unclear, may have been driven by financial desperation and long-standing resentment within the family. Psychologists suggest that her actions could stem from emotional wounds inflicted by her father's remarriage to Betsy Arakawa, making Leslie feel sidelined in his life. The progression of Leslie Ann's alleged actions, from small financial manipulations to outright fraud, reflects how unethical behavior can escalate over time. This slippery slope phenomenon demonstrates how moral boundaries can become blurred, and a person's actions can gradually stray farther from the values they once held dear. The Hackman case raises profound questions about materialism, self-interest, and the complexities of human nature. As one commentator remarked, Leslie Ann's actions were not just about money, they were about rejecting her father's legacy. She wanted not only his wealth, but to erase his identity and control his story in a way that left no room for his past or his heritage. Her rejection of her father's life mirrors a broader cultural shift, where family relationships and respect for the elderly are often overshadowed by the desire for power and wealth. Thank you for watching this video. It's surprising to see how these once glamorous stars have changed, isn't it? If you found it interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the latest videos. Feel free to share your thoughts on these 80s stars in the comments. See you in the next video.